Okay, so we got a 2007 Honda Accord with a 3.0 liter engine, and that's the J30A5. Now this thing's got a super sloppy timing belt, which is caused by a worn out tensioner. And this is going to give us a real loud tapping or slapping noise. We're going to replace the timing belt, the tensioner, 2 pulleys, and the water pump. And you can buy all of this as one kit. You want to start by removing the front right wheel and the splash guard, and then the serpentine belt. Then you may or may not need this special tool to remove the bolt for the crankshaft pulley, but you will need it to torque that bolt down to 181 foot-pounds at the end. Once you get the crank pulley out of the way, you're going to want to remove the serpentine belt tensioner. Next up is the engine mount and detaching the power steering pump and just laying it off to the side. Now that that's out of the way, we're going to remove these black plastic covers over the camshaft sprockets and the flywheel sprocket. There's 5 bolts on the camshaft covers and 7 on the flywheel cover. You also have to remove the engine mount bracket on the engine side. Once those covers are off, we can get to work on the timing belt itself. There's a timing belt guide. It's like a washer on the crankshaft. You're going to want to remove that. Doing this will reveal our timing marks. There's going to be one on the pulley and one on the case of the engine. Now that's the same for both camshafts and the crankshaft, and you want to make sure all of these are lined up on all 3 pulleys before you take off the timing belt. To do that, you have to release the tension. There's a threaded hole. They tell you to use the battery tie down, but I like to use this bolt right here. It's an M6 with a 1.0 thread pitch. Remove the tensioner pulley, but keep the sleeve that's inside of it. Then remove the idler pulley. And then the water pump. There's 5 bolts that hold it on. Somebody put some red goop on here, so we got to clean all this off. Install your new water pump. Idler pulley, tensioner pulley and tensioner, Make sure those timing marks are still lined up, and then slide your belt on, starting with the crankshaft, then the non-tensioner side, and then all the way around. After it's on, make sure the timing marks are still lined up, and then you can pull the set pin out of the tensioner. Feel free to rotate it by hand to make sure everything works properly. Check the timing marks again. You could even start it up, make sure everything's good, and then put it all back together.